basketball year.
Sean, hey, the leadership from you and Bradley Beal this year to an increased production from the bench, how is that going to impact the team, do you believe, this year? And how are you approaching this season a little bit differently than you have in the past?
Just coming in with a great focus, a great mindset. Understanding what we did last year was not what we wanted to accomplish. Just trying to stay healthy as much as possible. You can't really control that. Just try to do the best you can to stay prepared. And me and Brad been in the league for a lot of years. We understand this is our team. We just got to get everybody on the same page. We got a great bench. We got a lot of depth now. We just got to go out there and play. On paper, we look great, but that doesn't mean anything until you go out there and prove when you're on the court.
That last thing you said, is that kind of the overall mindset for the team? Keith and Brad said similar things over the weekend. Ted also said that kind of there's no excuses. You guys have the talent to win. Did you kind of agree with all that?
Yeah, for sure. I think we've had talent in the past couple of years, but this is the most talent I think we got as a whole bunch together. And now we could depend on our bench a lot more. Those guys come out and play. And like I said, me and Brad just got to be leaders of the team. Adding great pieces in Austin and Dwight can help us, in Jeff Green for sure. Give us some versatility on the court. And just got to go out there and play basketball.
You know, I know it's a lot of basketball talk. What's up? Real quick, just want to ask a very important question. For your costume party, who you feel like they had the best costume at your costume party?
I don't know, man. It was a lot of dope outfits that night. I had to show you the picture afterwards. I'll show you the picture, but I think Corey had the best outfit. She had a dope outfit. Just really keep it real classy. Got the outfit, the short haircut, and all that. So I think she was to the T.
John, you've been in the league for more than a minute at this point. You're still a young man, but not the 21-year-old kid we saw before. And we see certain aspects of maturity along the way. Among them, I'm wondering, in years past, when these various magazines and whatnot put out lists of the best 100 players, you've reacted to where you fell in some of those lists. You didn't do that this summer, at least not on Twitter. Was that a conscious decision, or do you just not?
Nah, never conscious. You never know. I might tweet something today. But man, it's just funny. You know what I mean? I guess I really wasn't gonna say much about it, but if it's 31 players better than me in the league, prove it. That's all I gotta say. Just prove it.
John, how was your summer? Last year, it seemed like you were working out like a maniac, and then obviously you didn't have the year you wanted injury-wise. So, did you scale back a little bit? Did you balance things out? Or did you work out just the same as you did, after you lost in Game 7 in Boston?
I worked out the same way. The injury I had, it wasn't nothing about me working out. It was just a freak accident of getting kneed at the same time and making a play. But I grew my hair out. I grew my beard out. I got braids. Got tatted up.
But there's obviously there's a lot of social media conversation about growing your hair out, especially after the USA minicamp. Did you pay any attention to that? Did you get a laugh out of it?
Yeah, that was great. The pictures, the comments was amazing. I enjoyed every bit of it, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I worked hard this summer. I prepared myself to come back and have a great season. If I'm injury free, I know what type of player I am, what type of person I am. So everybody just gotta sit back and watch.
Hi, John. Okay. So I saw you talking about you got tatted. I saw you got a tattoo, cookout on your arm. So I know I went to school in North Carolina, so I understand cookout. But did you make an investment in it? Are you open up a cookout, or what's going on?
I got some things in the works. That's where I grew up at. That was my foundation. After basketball games and football games growing up in high school, as a teenager, that was a hangout spot. It wasn't no clubs. It was cookout and vibes. So every time I go back home and play Charlotte, I'm definitely getting some cookout. So that's the only cheat day I have on my diet. Huh?
What do you order?
Hush puppies.
John, when you guys went to San Francisco for a minicamp, what was the purpose of that? What did you do besides go to the winery? That's what we saw on social media.
The last 2 years we had one in LA. So it was a great time for us to kind of get the new guys and all of us calculated with each other, try to get some chemistry together, just to hang out. Other than us having training camp here for the first time. We usually go on the road. So you try to build some team camaraderie, hang out with guys. It's going to be a little different this year because we get the opportunity to go home and build our families, but in the past we didn't. We was on the road. So you try to spend as much time as you can with the guys because you're going to be with these guys for 8-9 months throughout the year. So this is basically your second family.
Did you guys get on the court, or was it just?
Oh yeah, we play pickup. Every time we go to mini camp, we play pickup. We do weightlifting. We do all that. We hang out, movies, dinner. The first night before we started, we went to dinner. So we just try to get used to guys having fun, just hanging out.
John, having a player like Dwight Howard running the floor with you, his ability to get back defensively as well and help protect the rim. I know you're a great shot blocker, but to have another shot blocker on the floor with you defensively, how does Dwight change the game for you all in terms of strategy on the defensive end?
Well, I think he changed the game just because people still forget who Dwight is. I mean, he's probably not the same person he was in Orlando, but he's still a guy that averaged 16 and 10 last year. A guy that can run the floor, a guy that can block shots, a guy that can catch lobs. We played against him 2 years ago in the playoffs, so we understand what his presence is defensively. The most important thing is us as the guards, we can't just lay off and not play defense because we have a shot blocking there. We got to still play the same way we play if like we don't have a Dwight there. We still got to try to get some rebounds, even though he's going to try to take them all. But I think just having a guy that when we penetrate to the basket, we can throw lobs to the rim, he can finish. And it's a different aspect that I never had. I mean, I had it once before with JaVale early on in my career, but now, as me being a more mature player and developed player, I think having a guy like Dwight is going to make things easier for us. But at the same time, we got to challenge him as much as he's going to challenge us.
John, apologies if somebody asked and I zoned out for a second, but how did your knee feel? How do you feel physically coming in to camp? And I know you worked on all parts of your game, but what was maybe the one or two things that you specifically were kind of focusing on this offseason?
Well, I feel great for one. And then just shooting threes off the dribble, just shooting a lot more threes. I mean, that's what the NBA is going to, shooting off the dribble and being able to knock down threes. I think I shot a career high last year, but at the same time, I feel like I can get better.
Hey, John. You talked earlier about how you said this was one of the most talented team that you can play with. What do the young guys bring to that, and especially what does Troy Brown bring to the team this year?
Well, I think him just being a mature player for his age. I mean, he never get rattled. He's always poised. It's kind of hard to find young guys that are 18, 19, 20 years old that's very poised and mature when coming to this league. But nowadays, these kids are very advanced. They get the opportunity to play and develop at a younger age. So I think he's going to be a great piece for us. We don't know how much minutes he's going to get, but I think just him battling and understanding what it takes to compete, that's the most important thing as a young player in this league.
And John, Scott Brooks earlier today, he was talking about trying to make sure that Otto Porter gets more open looks from three-point range. How do you, as the leader of the team and the point guard, the guy who has the ball in your hands most of the time, take it upon you to make sure that he's getting as many open looks as possible?
Well, hopefully the defense will help off him a little bit. But other than that, I think you just got to be more aggressive. At the same time, I told him a lot of times we run plays for Brad or run pin downs and floppies. I told him you got to be more aggressive to come off those ball screens or come off those pin downs looking for the ball. I mean, every play is not for me or not for Brad, but you're open, definitely going to get the ball. But I think at times he has to be more aggressive. Even when he has the ball in pick and rolls, look to score more. I mean, he's a scorer. We understand what he does for our team. In transition, he does a great job of running the floor, slashing to the basket. So it's kind of hard because it's like you got to pick your poison in transition. Sometimes you might have Brad on one wing, out on wing. Whoever's high at the time being going to get the rock. That's how I see it.
What happens?
Just go out there and play. I think the most important thing is you try to get everybody the ball early on, get them into a rhythm. I mean, I got the ball 99% of the time, so I can get my shot whenever I want to. It's just making sure everybody's comfortable, everybody's happy in their position. Definitely got to get Dwight touches at times. Definitely got to get Keith more touches at times. We know me and Brad going to have the ball so we can get our own shots, but make sure Otto's more involved. And in the fourth quarter, those guys have confidence in the rhythm. If they need to take a big shot, they're comfortable doing it.
John, wondering if the Caps breaking through and winning the Cup provided any type of a roadmap for you, because they had a similar situation, banging their head against the wall in playoffs year after year.
I think they opened the door for us, and then look at the Mystics. They're going to the finals. I think just they opened the door for the whole city. I mean, you got to look at that as motivation. It's been years before a championship has been here or a team even been to the finals. So for the Caps to get there when they started off bad and didn't do well in the playoffs at first and end up winning it. The Mystics, they went through ups and downs throughout the season, losing their best player at some point in time in the playoffs and still survive to advance. I mean, that's more motivation for the Redskins, us, whoever. You just got to use it as motivation. And at the end of the day, you never know what the season is going to tell you what you're going to do. You just got to go out there and play.
Do you reach out to Ovechkin or Deladon or anybody this summer?
No, I haven't. I talked to Deladon a little bit, throughout the playoffs, but, you just sit back and watch it, man, because it's a fun time for the city. It's a fun time for everybody to see a team that nobody think was supposed to be in the finals or supposed to win the World Cup. Not the World Cup, the Stanley Cup or anything like that. It's just exciting. So, hopefully we can get the opportunity to be in that position.
I saw on Sunday that you were hanging out with a lot of the Nats and the Cats, but you were wearing a Redskins jersey. So, no more Cowboys? You want the Redskins? The way you came over?
Nah. See, people don't understand. I'm still going to rep the district no matter what. This is the city I play for. That's not the first time I had a Redskins jersey on, but I went out there as one of the captains for the coin toss, so I can't go out there in the Cowboys.
There's a lot of people in D.C. that love the Cowboys. So.
Oh, no. People don't understand. Everybody say I'm from here. I'm not from here. My mom's a Cowboys fan, so that I'm a mom's boy. That's why I'm a Cowboys fan. But whenever they're not playing the Cowboys, I root for the Redskins. This is the city I play for. This is the city I love, so I got to show my support.
John, between Keith, Oubre, and a lot of other guys, there's a lot of guys on expiring contracts entering this year. That can sometimes bring the best out of guys. It can also sometimes have an adverse effect. What will be the key to making sure that you get the best out of those guys this year and have it not have a negative effect on the team?
How many guys you got, 4 or 5?
7, 8, if you include
this
Dwight.
The second most we had. I've been on a team where we had about 9 guys. And I know what it feels like when everybody's trying to get off, get their shots and do whatever. But I think with those guys, they kind of understand what we are as a team, what we stand for. Keith's been here for years, Kelly's been here for years. Those guys understand what we're trying to do. There's no point in trying to go out there and prove the point. You don't get paid if you don't win. You don't become an all-star, you don't win championship, you don't get accolades if you're not winning. So it doesn't matter what you do by yourself as individual numbers, and I think those guys understand that.
You earned the NBA's Community Assist Award before, and most recently you helped out in your home state, North Carolina, with the flooding. How important is that for you to be able to not only reach back and help others, but how does that parallel to what you do on the court in terms of your ability to distribute the basketball and be in double figures in assist?
Well, for one, I love it. I enjoy it. I had the opportunity to be, like I always tell people, to be a celebrity or be anything is always a gift and a curse. There's bad things that come with it, there's great things that come with it. One thing I love about it is I can give back, but the most important thing is to be there, be involved. A lot of people do a lot of stuff for the community, but they're not there. They think just giving book bags or giving money and just not being present is good. That's not good enough. Let these kids understand you're still a normal person, just like them, you're a regular person. So for me to get back to my hometown is great. It's always devastating dealing with hurricanes and not knowing what's happening. And the best you can do is prepare for it, but you never know what effect you're going to get from it. So me, CP, and Steph did a great job of just donating and giving back as much as possible to help those less fortunate families that had some devastating things happen to them.
John, I know the ultimate goal is to win a championship, but what does success look like for you this season, individually?
Championship. But just for me, it's always like everybody say you can get to the second round, but you can't get past it. I never want to be one of those guys that can't get past the second round. So my next step is making it to the Eastern Conference Finals and hopefully to the finals. That's my ultimate goal. I think for me to have a heck of a career and to win, is if I don't win a championship, I feel like my career was a failure. So that's my ultimate goal.
John, Brad said that he loves that Ted didn't give up on us. Meaning, kind of indicating that maybe after last year, while you guys would have stayed, that maybe some of the core around you would have changed. Instead you guys added to that core. At the end of the year, were you concerned, even though you needed to make changes to get better, that it could have resulted in maybe a little more of a teardown than a build-up?
Nah, not really. I feel like we're still young. We still have opportunity for guys to develop, to get to where we want to be. I dealt with injuries last year. In the past, before we dealt with injuries, So I think it wasn't no time to break up the team. I think probably after this year, next year, if it don't work out, you got to start to find different ways. But I think we still got an opportunity to improve and get there. And some teams give up quicker than other teams, but I think we still got a lot of opportunity to prove.
John, Scotty Brooks said